I'm Christina Howard outside of George Brown College. It's just one of 24 colleges that have been impacted by the province-wide strike by faculty and instructors. Now that's 300,000 students who are forced out of the classrooms while their teachers and instructors are out on the street. The biggest issue here is job security. The faculty want a 50-50 split when it comes to full and part-time instructors and teachers, and that's something the colleges say could cost upwards of $250 million, a fee that they say is just simply untenable. But documents obtained by City News show that collectively last year colleges had a surplus of $188 million, and that's nearly enough to meet the union's demands.
Teachers united will never be divided.
If they claim it's $250 million, that's $250 million they're underpaying people currently for the work that they do. The second piece of that is they have a $188 million surplus from this year alone. You look at what the presidents have done back in December with their executive compensation packages. They were looking at salaries for themselves of 20 to 50% increases. Now, we're talking about people that often make over $300,000 a year. So that's a significant chunk of change. When you look at the council, we don't even know what their salaries are pegged at, but we know they have enough to hire a reputation management consultant firm for the course of the bargaining round. We don't think these are good, ways to spend taxpayer money or good investments in post-secondary education. We think the money should be spent in the frontline services to support the students.
The union estimates that every week faculty is off the job, colleges are saving between $15 and $20 million in salaries, money they can then put in reserves or use in future capital projects. Now, we spoke with the Council of Colleges. That's the group that represents college administration and management in the talks, and they say implementing the union's demands is not only unfeasible from a management perspective, but that it would amount to a 33% increase to their salary costs. They say they're willing to invest an additional $70 million in faculty, but with the declining domestic enrollment, they simply don't have the means to do more. They also stress that the surpluses are driven in large part by international student fees, and that those could decline if fewer students choose to study here from abroad. The two sides are quite far away in terms of reaching a deal. Bargaining team members who live outside of the GTA have returned home and aren't anticipating being back at the table over the next few days. The faculty acknowledge that students may not be getting the education they paid for.
We're in some really dangerous territory now in terms of students being able to recoup their semester in a way that's meaningful and actually meets 100% of the learning outcomes. We're hearing rumors that some of the managers have been telling students, don't worry about it, we have a plan, but none of the faculty have been consulted on this plan. We have no idea how the managers expect us to cram all of the learning outcomes into a condensed semester, and students paid 100% tuition. They should have 100% of their learning outcomes met.
Now, the government has said that they don't plan on forcing teachers back to the blackboard anytime soon, but they do stress that they want both sides back to the bargaining table. Outside of George Brown College, Christina Howard, City News.